Hello guys, this is perfect. So in this video I want to show you the potential rewards that lies with forex trading, right, if you have the knowledge. But the main purpose of this video is to show you that if you get over your psychological barriers, if you deploy patience in your trading, you can hit high numbers. So I've decided to show it through this spreadsheet. Right here, let me pop it out. Yeah, there you go. So now let's assume that an average person per week, someone who is maybe slightly below average, whatever you want to call it, right, can go for about 14% in a week, right? Let's assume that 2000, that's a lot of too much. Let's just assume you are starting with $100, only $100, right? And you're going for 2% in a week. You're aiming for at least 14, 10 to 14, right? Because it's not exactly the exact figure, as you know, in forex trading. What you're trying to do is to jump in only if and only if there are opportunities. If there are no opportunities, you have to sit on your hands. That's fine. So let's see, you're just going for only 2% a day, just 2%, right? And the assumption is that you're thinking long term for this account. Let's say a year, 1 year. Let's see how much you can make, right? Just going for 2%. Too bad. Aiming for only 2%, after 260 days, you'll be sitting on 17,000. You'll be sitting on 17,000. I think, what kind of business can give you that those returns from $100 to 17,000? Interesting, right? Now let's just assume you are now you're a bit advanced. You know what you are doing. You're going for around 30% per week, right? And that makes around roughly 4%, right, growth, starting with only 100,000, right? Now let's see that after 260 days, roughly how much. Interesting. 2.6 what? 2.6 million. Did I got that right? Kind of interesting. Even if we divide that number by half, that's a lot of figures, right? Obviously this example was for someone who has been in the business for long and who knows what they're doing, right? But let's switch to 1,000, and let's say maybe you have a couple of bucks to spare. You're not going for much, only 1.5%, and I think that's very, very realistic. But 1.5%, only 1.5%, right? And you're thinking long term as well, right? Interesting. Let's see, 47,000. Now think for a minute. Let's say for some of you maybe who are under 40 years, right, and you're thinking long term, you want to trade the account for 5 years. Roughly each year, if it's 50,000, obviously after 5 years or so you'll be over $250,000, right? And I think that's interesting. So the reason for this spreadsheet was that I know a lot of traders, when they first started trading, first of all, they don't back test their strategy, right, to see the accuracy of their strategy. That's the number one reason, because a lot of people just they just kind of swing it back and forth. And also the psychological barrier. Some are good traders, but they lack patience. You want to buy a Mercedes Benz like tomorrow when you first started trading. So it was just to show you some of the the potential rewards. There's a lot of money to be made if you are patient and if you know what you're doing. So if you are patient and you know what you're doing, there's a lot of money to be made in the forex market. One last example, real quick. I don't want to throw big figures, just small figures, just 500 US, and with 500 you're aiming for just a 3%, right? Let's see. Interesting. After 200 days, you will be sitting on 184,000. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I think by anyone's standards, that's good money. So if you are aiming for only 3%, you will be closer to $1 million. Maybe after a year or so, maybe it will be around 700,000 or so, or maybe slightly above, because as you know in forex, they're not fixed figures, right? But roughly, if you have a backtested strategy, you know. And I'll just give you a tip of how to backtest your strategy. What you do is try to create a sample, all right, of at least on average 20 trades. Yeah, use 20 trades, right? And then in each sample of 20 trades, try to calculate the percentage returns per week, per month of your strategy, and then deploy this spreadsheet. If you want the spreadsheet, you can send me a message on Gmail or WhatsApp or save. I'll send it to you. So, but you have to backtest your strategy first to see if it works. How much are you netting per week or per month, or like just per 20 trades? How is your strategy performing? Right? You don't need like to extend it to a lot of trades, because what will end up happening is maybe you just keep hoping that it will work. 20 trade above 20 trades is a little bit too much. All right, 20, I think you can backtest and see how your strategy is performing, and then deploy the spreadsheet. You'll be a lot more patient, even if it takes 2 years. You know, to get even to $250,000. I think to me that's fine. Like that's still good returns, right? So cheers.